look at the time. Look at the time. The time is now 7:20. So our apologies for being late with this podcast. I still do the custom leather, and we still have Premier Leather Crafters that's still going. So I was down in the shop doing some work for a customer's gun holster that I'm making. But I wasn't going to leave this out on this free game because I think that we have something rocking and rolling, and sooner or later, um, I am going to hit your mark and giving you some free game to the millions or to the thousands of people that are on my Facebook, my social media page, and to the tens of thousands of people that we reach through the podcast across the country. Now, I am Robert D. Muhammad, your plug host for the show Plugged In, because this show I think is the hottest show on podcast network. Simply because I plug you in with the information that you need in order for you to be successful and to live your life on your own terms and achieve the dreams that you really want to achieve. One thing that we all can agree on is that no matter what you do, your boss will never pay you enough money to become his neighbor. Please understand that. Your employer will not pay you enough money to become his neighbor. In order for you to do that and move in right next door to him, you have to live life on your own terms and create your own lane. And that means bringing in the money and the cash that is necessary in order for you to move next door to him. And then before you know it, he'll be like, hey, don't you work for me? And then you can look over there back at him and say, not anymore, you know. But hey, family, tonight's podcast is dealing with free game to public speakers. I am going to be dropping you some free game on how you can get booked on any stage, anywhere in the country. And that even includes doing TED Talks. Now, right now, I was on track to do my very first TED Talk this past March in Tampa, Florida, and Corona hit and spoiled all of that. But, God willing, the country will open back up and we'll be free to get back out there again. And now, here's one thing you have to understand about TED Talk. TED Talks is free. TED Talks are free. They don't pay for TED Talks. But TED Talks is there as a credibility builder. And once you do a TED Talk, it stays on TED Talk forever. It doesn't come down. It's not like a Snapchat to where once somebody hears it, then it pulls it off. It's not like that. But you can get booked on a TED Talk, and it's very easy to do so. I'm gonna touch a little bit too on this game because I will also be telling you how you can get booked on TV as well. And it's not as hard as people think that it is. It's not hard at all to get booked on television. Now, television is easier to get booked on television than it is to get a segment or a spot on the radio. Why is that? Because television producers are constantly looking for their next show. They're constantly looking for their next show. And if you guys will go to my YouTube channel and you can watch that video that says, what the hashtag is this? Hashtags can help you get noticed by network producers. It's not the host of the show that is making all of these that's getting people to come onto the show. That's not the host's job. That's the television's producer job, or that show's producer's job is to keep current and up to date with what's happening in the world. And then that producer will reach out to you and send you out an invite. Now, local TV And that's getting booked on national TV, national networks, national shows. Now, local TV is even easier because local networks are competing against the national networks because they want people to come on their show. For instance, let me give you a little example. All right, I live here in Alabama, and mostly every state, every city has a statewide show that comes on. Now, here in Alabama, you have Good Morning Alabama and Wake Up Alabama. Now, they're on two different networks already, but these two shows come on every morning, and they're always looking for people to come on and be featured on the show. Now, how does that get you booked on the show? If you go back and follow the steps that I've been laying out in all of these free game sessions, the first video that I did and the first time that I went live, I explained to everybody that everybody is on social media. This is a gold mine. It's a diamond mine for TV producers to find the next guest that can be featured on that show. Now, I'm getting a little bit far off on this, but I always get excited about going on TV or being on TV, be it local, be it state, be it national. Now, I haven't done national. That's on my list. I will be sitting on one of two people's couches. Oh God, oh man, that would be the bee's knees if I can get featured and sit on the couch of Oprah. I promise I won't be jumping up and down on her like Tom Cruise. You know, I got home training, but it is. If you guys follow me on social media, you know that there's two TV hosts that I always hashtag, and that is Steve Harvey Show or Steve Harvey, and I hashtag Ellen DeGeneres. Now, reason being, these celebrities have somebody that follows their social media accounts for them. Now, very rarely do a major celebrity on that level keep checking in on their personal Facebook pages or their personal Instagram pages. They have a staff of people that can do that for them. So, but when I post them all the time. So now, and I've been posting like this for a number of years. Haven't happened yet, but hey, anything can happen. I just made a post today that yes, you can predict the future if you change what you're doing today. You can write your own ticket, and you can basically know the outcome of your future by what you put into practice today. So this is why hashtags are keywords or key phrases. I'll do another video and explain really the importance of going into hashtags and why you should use hashtags. Hashtags are tracked by Google. There is a site that you can go to and type in what you want. Let's just say I'm looking for what people say about trending the little first slippers that was trending here at the first of the summer. Everybody was buying these little first slippers. So I can go in and type into the hashtag key phrase or the keyword for keywords into Google, and it'll tell me every word that somebody has typed into the search engine that relates to first slippers. Power of hashtags. Learn the power of hashtags and your business will take off like a rocket. A lot of people are using hashtags and saying hashtag at work, hashtag I hate Mondays, hashtag I'm tired, hashtag I'm sleep, hashtag turn up is real. But when you understand the science behind the hashtag, it's a entrepreneur's best ally, best friend. Because when we run campaign ads, you will type in those keywords into your campaign ads, and you guys can go back and rewatch that podcast as well, or go back and listen to that podcast as well, where I lay out how to use the power of keywords and key phrases in order to attract the customers, in this case, the podcast, to attract the listeners that are wanting information about how they can set themselves free. And you guys, if you follow me on my social media accounts, you already know I use hashtags in every post. And that goes out every day. And every day, my ad or my post is coming directly to your news feed in the top part of your news feed. There is a science to that. There is a science to that. But we'll get off into that later. So let's get off into dropping this free game to public speakers. People who want to, they have a love for speaking in front of people, and they have a story that they want to share with the world. And that is something that we all do. That is something that we all do. Be it you're a motivational speaker, an inspirational speaker, or you want to go in and talk to certain specific groups. Be it you may have a story, and I'm just giving these examples out. You may have a connection and a story to drug addiction, and you want to go and share your story of how you overcame drug addiction. And you want to reveal. Now, see, the reason why that will resonate so much with other people who have been in that same situation is because there is a language and there is a level of comprehension amongst drug users that you can identify somebody real quick that has never used any drugs at all, period. I mean, they haven't taken anything stronger than over the counter. Same thing with alcoholism. Now, in my younger years, nobody can tell me anything about alcoholism if they never have taken a drink. They don't even know what it feels. They don't even know what we're drinking for. Same thing as is in drug addiction. You may have a connection with spousal abuse, be it mental or physical. And you have a story of how you overcame that, and you want to share that story with other people in that same situation, because there is a language that only people in that others in that same situation can understand. So you want to get out there and tell your story. Or if you're a motivational speaker and you want to get out there and motivate people, hey, you could do it. You know, hey, I'm gonna show y'all how I went from being homeless to how now I have 10 times more than what I had. You know, because when you're speaking to that audience out there, if someone has never slept in their car before, somebody who's never done that can't relate to somebody who's going through a situation to where their car is the only place, that's the only roof that's over their head. Huh? So now you want to get out there and you want to share and tell that story. Be it you might have been incarcerated. And you want to, once you were released, you never reoffended. You started businesses. You started books, and you started motivating and inspiring people and touching people's lives and letting them know, hey, look, you don't have to get caught up on the hamster wheel and keep going in and out of the system. Let me tell you how I did it. And if I can do it, you can do it. And see, and then the thing is, in this country, regardless of race, color, creed, nationality, religion, and all of that, whoop, 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 People love to hear a success story. Let me say that one more time. People love to hear success stories of overcoming because we all got a sad story. We all got one. But the meat and potatoes is how did you turn those stumbling blocks into stepping stones to get to the other side, and now you're on the level of where you can say, "Hey, look, I live my life on my own terms," because that's the only way that you can be free, family, for real, for real. The United States government can't make you free if you're still imprisoned up here. Huh. All right, let's get to this free game. I'm gonna have to stop because I feel myself. I'm finna crank up here and start preaching. So, but no, I'm not qualified to do that. But I tell you what, family, this is what we're gonna do. I want to tell everybody to come on in. Appreciate you guys for stopping in and sitting with me because I'm gonna be dropping this free game of how you can get booked on stage, how you can have yourself positioned in the right place to speak on any stage in America. It's all in my book, Trust the Process. If you guys check that out, now that plug is out. And there's a reason why I do this. I'm not doing this for self-branding. That's not. that's not. But that's absolutely not at all because I'll give these out there to you free. Matter of fact, I'm going to give 5 free copies away to my book, Trust the Process, right now. All you have to do is go to send me an email to bookrdmuhammad@gmail and type in your name, your information, your address, your name and your address, and I will send you a free copy of my book, Trust the Process. I'm going to send out 5 free copies. That's how much that's not self-granted. I would rather for you to have the information to change your condition than to try to make a come up on a book. That's a lot of people won't do that. But anyway, free game. How you can get booked on stages. The first thing that I want you to do is first find out. And again, I keep going back to this as in previous free game and dropping jewels. You have to create you a social media page, business page. In this case, if you are a public speaker and you want to be speaking to on various stages across the country, you have to put yourself out there as a speaker. So when you after you create this page, everything on that page has to surround the topic that you want to speak about. In my case, I'm a motivational and inspirational speaker. I try to motivate and inspire people as much as I possibly can, that you can live the life on your own terms and achieve the dreams that you want to achieve. Now, think back. 1 year ago, this podcast was not even out. It wasn't. 1 year ago, I didn't have different business platforms that I was on. 5 years ago, I didn't have books that was published. 10 years ago, I've always had a business ever since 2001. I've always had the leather business, but it never had achieved the level that it's on now, to where I ship all over the world. I have various customers. I just made another post today where Google have given, I have achieved a 5-star rating on Google. You couldn't have told me I'd have been doing this stuff when I was coming out of high school. The only thing that was on my mind at the time was going into the military. That was it. That was my life ambition. Ambition was to go into the service and retire after 20 years and live off the government. I mean, I would have been retiring right at the age that I am now from the United States Armed Forces. army. But books, podcasts, businesses, speaking on stages, speaking in front of various people, motivating people, inspiring people, and teaching people how they can do the same thing I can do was never on my list at all. And some of you, some of my classmates are on my social media platform. They can tell you because I cheated off a lot of their papers in school. I wasn't in the top 10. I wasn't even in the top 50. I was basically middle of the road. But I didn't know that I would be doing this. And this is what I'm telling you, fam. This is why I drop these drop these jewels and give this game to you. Because I am no better than anyone else out there. So let's get to this free game. First thing you want to do after you create your page. Now, in this instance, you want to create a celebrity page or a fan page, public figure page. Might not be a celebrity yet, but hey, just like the Bible says, sometimes you got to call things as though as not they were. As though they were. Man, my mama will beat me for butchering that scripture right there. But anyway, but sometimes you got to call it into existence because we have the power to will whatever we want if we say be, and it is. All you got to do is just want it. And if you want to be in that celebrity lifestyle, you can get it. But however you create, the main point is you want to create that page and create that page I would do public figure. And then everything that you post on that page has to be attached to your subject matter. Now, you guys follow me on social media, and I love to motivate and inspire. So what I do, I attach posts and videos. You guys are now seeing a new version of videos on my social media platform. And you can edit those in. Once you learn how to do it, it's not hard at all, family. But if you put in the time, if you put in the labor, you can reap the harvest. I'm just here to tell you something. Let that sizzle in your spirit. Hold on, let me sip some tea on that one. But now you create this page and you got these posts going. I do the motivational and inspire. I'm always putting out business quotes. I'm always putting out things out there from other people who have been in the same position as we were. The only difference between a successful person and a broke person is a successful person stuck with it. Did y'all know that over 65% of the wealth in this country were bootstrap, bluegrass grinders? Everybody wasn't born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Everybody wasn't born with a silver spoon. Some of these people, the overwhelming majority of these people actually got out and did some grunt work, some grinding. Success, and I saw that Eric Thompson, one of my most favorite speakers, has said, success is never on discount and you can't buy it cheap. Real talk. But so many people, when they see that, hey, look, let me tell you a true story. And there was times that I was putting in 10 hours on a job, and then I would come in and put another 10 hours on my business. Sleep 3-4 hours, cat napping, get right back up again, and do it all again. That's the difference between an entrepreneur and a wantrepreneur. There's a lot of people who want it. But anyway, let's get to getting booked on stage. So after you create this page and you have all of your topics that's relating to your subject matter, it doesn't matter what your subject matter is. Even this includes people who want to speak at churches. If you are someone who has a word, or don't sit on your testimony like my mama used to say. But if you got a testimony and your thing is to bring as many people to the Lamb, and you want to go out there and speak at various churches, I'm going to tell you how you can do it. And this is how you can do it. And I'm going to do this real quick. I won't keep you long. We're already at the 25-minute mark. So let me share this screen with you. And I'm going to show you how you can find. We're going to start first with speaking at Rotary clubs, Lions clubs, Kiwanis clubs, things like that. These organizations are always looking for speakers to come in and speak during their luncheons. So 30 minutes, you have to craft and hone yourself to get your message and your key points within a 30-minute luncheon, because these people now, they only have an hour for breaks. Some of them are leaving their lawyers' offices and their doctors' offices and whatever other professional occupation they have. And they're going to eat at the country club. And so they always have speakers come in and speak for about 30 minutes. And they pay you to do that. There are businesses, companies out there that pay speakers to come in and motivate employees so they can get more work out of it. Huh? Y'all don't hear what I'm saying. If you are a motivational speaker and you want to go in and let's just say let's grab one off the top of my head, Pepsi. The morale at the job right now, especially in today's society, the morale at most companies is down right now because of all of the happenings that's going on across the country. So they would pay a speaker to come in and motivate that crowd. It's like going to hear a good preaching or a good minister at the mosque. See, sometimes when you hear that same minister over and over again, and he starts to sound like the Clear Eyes guy commercial. And then, especially when they get to the point to where they begging for somebody to say amen, it's like, man, you say something exciting, I probably would. So what does a good pastor will have somebody come in that'll re-energize the church. Now the congregation, they popping now because they done heard somebody different. Same book, same scriptures that's been around for 2,020 years. Same book, but somebody else is coming in giving the message. That's what they call a revival, because it's reviving the spirit, because the spirit has started to get a little complacent. It started to get a little monotone by listening to this same dude Sunday and Wednesday. I mean, you can pretty much know when he gonna wind up. You pretty much know when he finna calm down. You know about what time altar call finna be. You know how many songs the choir gonna sing. So they always bring somebody in. Now, businesses and companies do the same thing, because HR can only say so much. And then let's get to the point of where it's even, you ever been there on your job and then they say, hey, we got a plant meeting. And then everybody be like, oh, what they want to talk about now? Because you've already heard it over and over and over again. And the only thing that they're not talking about is giving some more money. That's why nobody ever goes, and they don't like going to them meetings. So what they would do, they would pay somebody like you or I, to come in and revive the atmosphere of the plant. Not everybody jumping and bumping, boom, and then they're ready to go. And they still don't even realize that, hey, the company still ain't gave you no more money, but they bought everybody pizza. You know, that's how it works, family. And you get paid to do that. Just being a little transparent right there for you. High schools. High schools pay very well for somebody to come in and motivate the students. Colleges pay even better. Now imagine if they can pay that coach over there at that school that we don't talk about down here in Alabama, on the west side of Alabama, that don't nobody like over there. If they can pay him $10 million, $10 million. Imagine what they have in the reserve for a speaker to come in and talk to whatever department, to let these students know, hey, look, it won't be too long. I honestly believe that social media marketing will be a curriculum added to colleges, because this marketing here, now marketing, business marketing and social media marketing is actually two different things. Some of the principles are the same, but I can guarantee you can hit six figures quicker on social media than you can working for a company. Real talk. But anyway, so you want to go in and you want to speak to these. So let me show you how you can find these people. I'm going to share my screen with you. Let me click over here and I'm going to show you real quick just on this one particular group. And we're going to just do Rotary clubs. And let me pop back over here and share the screen because I want you to see exactly what I am typing in. And you can apply this game to any organization or any group. It doesn't matter where. All I typed in was Rotary Clubs of Nashville, Tennessee. And what we're going to do is we're going to, we don't want their Facebook page. We need to know how many clubs are in that area. Now, the reason why I chose the Rotary Club has been around for years, forever. And these groups are already big into the community. They're always doing something amongst the people in their area. You can pull up on any of their websites. And now look at this meeting. Now, imagine yourself speaking on that stage just like this gentleman is here, that they probably have paid him an unconstitutional amount of money. But look at the people who are all here to hear his message. Y'all, I don't think y'all smell what I'm cooking. I don't think y'all smell what I'm cooking now. Look at this again. Just look at this picture here. They are very active in the community. This is tailor-made. This is tailor-made. They do a lot of work in the community. They're very well known. And what I would do if I wanted to speak in Nashville at the Rotary Club, because here's this hidden secret behind this. If you speak at just one, let me get back over here. If you speak at just one, with 97% certainty, you can speak at all Rotary clubs all over the country. Because what you're going to do, you are going to get a reference. All you have to do is go in there and do your thing. All you have to do is go in there and motivate. All you have to do is go in there and inspire, especially with these community-based groups. Because sometimes, and I'm going to tell you, if you've never did community work, You don't know the challenges that community work, people who do community work face. They are literally the unsung heroes. They don't get none of the credit for stuff that they do. Paving something as simple as having a senior citizen sidewalk redone because it's cracked and they might trip and fall and they possibly can break a hip. So people reach out to these groups, these Rotary clubs, these Lion clubs, these Kiwanis clubs. They reach out to these people. They reach out to the Shriners because it's a community-based program. So, but they don't get none of the credit for it. Nobody pats them on the back for doing that. Not even just to say thank you, other than the people that they're probably doing the work for. That gets kind of heavy on you. And sometimes you need somebody to come in and revive your spirit and remind you what you're doing this for. To keep them to push harder. That's why they have speakers come in and speak. Let's get back over here because I really want to get to this right quick. I really want to get this. Let me go full screen. Full screen on y'all real quick. Now, you could already see pretty much it's about 200-300 people, maybe 150. Let's be honest, 150 people. Now, if you are a new speaker, you don't want to come out the gate and talking about you want to speak for $2,000. No, please don't do that. When I first started out, there were several places that I spoke at for free, paid for it out of my pocket. Now, the reason behind that was because I was investing in myself. I needed my name to get out, and I needed people to be a reference for me that I can always take a future gig and refer them back to the people that I did for free. And that's a very simple email. Write this down. If you're interested in public speaking, write this down. Because this is what you want to say in that email. What you want to say is, hey, my name is Robert D. Muhammad. I am a speaker, motivational speaker, and I speak on boom, whatever the case may be. Now, to different various groups, I changed that email, but it's pretty much a standard size email. But if I'm speaking to a corporation, that's a whole different language. So I say I motivate employees to come in and put out higher performance, be more enthusiastic to come to work. So, and what I teach and what I talk about is how to reduce absences. See, you don't even have to be the best because people like realness nowadays. And then that's not my bag to come off, like I'm all Harvard educated. That's not real, man. One thing about people is they can recognize a fake. They can recognize a fake quick. But you do have to know how to be a chameleon. And the only way you do that is by broadening your base, broadening not your base of people, but your base of knowledge. Being around various groups, being around various people, various societies and cultures. That's how you expand your knowledge so you can broaden your platform. It doesn't matter what it is. You have to broaden your mind in order for you to broaden your platform and broaden your reach. Again, so once you do that, you say, hey, I speak on motivation. I motivate people about getting more production out of their employees, reducing absences, reducing tardiness. Here's my references. Or in my case, I have a 30-second video that I include in that email, And I tell them to attach that. Now, in today's time, people don't want to be going out. I mean, I can, if you can give them 5 references, they're only going to contact 2. People don't have that kind of time. And then they're going to watch that 30-second video to see just how fired up I am. And I know if you guys have seen Eric Thomas on your news feeds, Eric Thomas come out the gate, boom, boom, boom. He's dropping haymakers as soon as he hit the stage to the time that he get off. And it's constant energy. Now, here's something else. It's not about the suits, because this is one of the top 5 speakers in the country, and this man wears a ball cap, a hoodie, and jeans on stage. And he can rumble with the best of them. Again, as a speaker, people want you to be real. Now, if Eric Thomas come out there in a suit, y'all be like, man, what is he on? That's not what he's known for. He never came out in a suit, even when he first started, and now he's one of the top 5 speakers. But it would be the same way if you heard Tony Robbins coming out there talking a completely different message than what he normally does. People, stick to realness. That's point number 2. Stick to realness. Be you and tell your story. Don't add to it. Don't take nothing away from it. Give it to them raw and butt naked. Not literally butt naked, but you want to give the butt naked truth. Because your story is what's going to connect with your audience. Your story is going to connect. And that's what will get you those rave reviews. In the studies of the, I heard Minister Farrakhan speak one time, and he spoke about electricity and energy. That current can go through 30 or 40 people, your voice, your words, your thought, your spirit. It may go through the first 15 rows, but somebody way back in the back, they can relate. They know what you're talking about. That's the power of connection and being real. That's the power of being real. Not taking anything away. You don't have to add any falsehood and fiction to make your story sound better. Tell the truth. I tell people all the time, man, I can tell you about going to truck stops. I can tell you about that, going to truck stops to take a shower. I can tell you about sneaking in the hospital to take showers. Didn't have to, but my pride, that's the biggest part of my story. Because pride kept me from being successful for a lot of years. Didn't want to ask nobody for nothing. I'd rather suffer. I heard another speaker the other day. She was talking about, she said, and you guys can relate to this right now. I'm going to tell you how you can relate to this right now, because we've all done it. A lot of us won't admit it, but we've all done it. You ever didn't have no money in the bank, about $2, $3, and you was about to be out of gas, and you swiped that card, and you went ahead and filled your tank up, knowing you ain't got but $2 in the bank? See, for everybody who heard that, for everybody who has done that, can relate to that, so we all connect through that. Now we can laugh about it, but there were times. There were times when I could tell you I ate banana and sugar sandwiches. Y'all don't know nothing about that. That's a little country for some folks. But that's all that I had, because you can get a bunch of bananas for like $1. You can get a loaf of bread for 85 cents. Sprinkle a little sugar and mayonnaise on that thing. Boom, boy, you full. But there's somebody else who got another story that they can connect on that. Man, boy, I can tell you. See, that's what you want to do. But anyway, let's get back to this money right here. Getting booked on stages. So we're using the Rotary clubs. Let's get to this. We're going to the Rotary Club. I'm gonna add this to my stream and get back over here. Okay. Y'all don't want to see me. Y'all want to see how we're gonna make this money. Okay, so you're gonna go in here, and what you are looking for now from this point, you what I look for the president, the VP, and they all some a lot of clubs have a liaison or a person of over communication, and that's what we're looking for. Now here it is, right here. Your members name, the company that they work for. Now they go a little bit above and beyond because they listen their personal companies that they work for and their position, huh? At their jobs. Now, this is not their positions in the club. This is the positions in the companies that they work for. So now, when I see this right here, I hope you all can see that. Let me click back over here and make sure that you guys can see this. Yeah, I want to make sure that you all can see this page that I'm looking at. When I see this, and this is fishing now, because there's nothing set in stone. You're an unknown speaker that nobody's ever heard of before. So if you set that game up to where you want to, hey, I'm just donating my time. You don't have to tell them, well, I'm just doing this free so I can build up my clientele list. No, you just want to come in there and say, look, I am a motivational speaker and I've donated my time. And if you have an opening for one or somebody is to back out or somebody cancel, it happens all the time in the speaking world. Here's my information. Watch my 30-second video and put me on file. Now, here's the thing. You might not get a chance to speak at the Rotary Club, but Gray Line, Tennessee, where this man is the CEO, or you might be at Pencil. They might need the speaker to come in. The Studio Bank. Oh, man. This is the chief relationship officer. I don't even know what that job is at the bank, but okay. But this man here is the president of Lee Danner and Bass Incorporated. And his last name is Allen. Okay. But this gives you a complete list. Now, I would capitalize on this because what I do is I would put all of these names into a spreadsheet. And this is a pretty large club. They have 56 pages of just members, 559. And we still got some more to go. Okay, yeah, 56 pages. So this is a very large Rotary Club, 559 members. And this is just in the city of Nashville. You can be going in and out of Nashville every week in a year, and you still have 507 companies left to get to. You see how this game works? Okay, let's get back over here. Now, what we're looking for, we want to this. They just listed all of the members, and some will list just the officers of that particular club, but it should be on every page. About us, membership, not the service that they do. We don't want to look at any of that. Contact us. Let's go to the contact sheet and see if we can pull up. Bingo! This is the person right here. We want to log in her information, everything. Olivia Liao or Leo. Oh, Lowe. What if there's relation to the Lowe's hotel chain? But okay. She's the executive director. The meeting info is on Mondays, except federal holidays. They give you everything that you need. Everything that you need. And now here is a slot to where you can actually type your name, your email. Make sure that it's a business email, family. You don't want a list dropping it like it's hot at Gmail right here. You want to create you a business email, and you can type your message right here. And then you attach the video and hit submit. And it's going straight to this lady right here. Then you also have the phone number to list on your spreadsheet to where you can do a follow-up. Now, let's break this down right here. Because now the easiest way for me to tell you how to do this is you can go and hire you an assistant. Let me show y'all how to do this real quick. Somebody who can do all of this ground bluegrass bootstrap work for you. Now, and I gave you guys this website. I think maybe last week. Let me sign in. And again, as always, with all game that I dropped to you guys, I use this stuff. I use it myself. Why is that not happening? Okay, got it. Let's get off into here because you want to go to this website called Fiverr.com. Fiverr, two R's. Fiverr.com. And you'll create you an account. Once you create your account, now this is free game. I don't want to join this. I want to sign up. I want to sign in. They put me in through another. Okay, no, this is the right count here. Okay, so what you want to do, you want to type in virtual assistant. Now, and these people right here, I mean, I'm telling you, you can find you somebody, man, that can do this for pennies. Ooh. Told y'all I was in the middle of the road student. Virtual assistant and an administrative virtual assistant. AVA. Let's just get them that. We're just going to create a whole new title for these people. An AVA. And look at here. You can hire you an assistant for as low as $5. And what you're going to tell them to do, $10, $5. You just go ahead and pick anybody. I will be your virtual assistant. And what you will do, you just find the one that you like, for real. Or what you can afford. Doesn't make any difference. You see that you can hire you a secretary. These are right here, 5-star rating. Now this person right here did 17 jobs. This one right here looks pretty good. They did 168 jobs. And this is the rating that these 168 people that she worked for gave her a 5-star rating. That's how you can tell who is good. Now, a lot of these are just starting. That's not to say that she only had one client. That's not to say that this person is not any good. It's to say that they haven't built up a network yet. A lot of times what we do, and even what I do, I stick with the same person a lot. This is the same site that I gave you guys on the free game of doing your book cover and your ebook before I showed you the game on how to create and make your own ebook and book cover. But you would click on the one of these, and what you would do, let me click back over here and let me tell you. What you would do, you would get on there and you would tell them what you're looking for. Hey, look, I am a public speaker and I need every Rotary Club in these states, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, wherever you're willing to drive. Now, when I first started out, I did up to 250 miles. 3 hours, 4 hours. I mean, hey, come on now. But if you want to stay within a certain mile radius, you give that to your virtual assistant and say, "Hey, look, I want to speak just in the state of Georgia, mainly Atlanta, Warner Robins, Decatur, Gainesville, Columbus, around surrounding the metro of the hub Atlanta. And I need all of the Rotary clubs, president, vice president, and their communication liaison or the secretary, whoever's over their communication. I need all of their names, phone numbers, and emails. And that's what you give to your assistant now. Now, some of them will respond back in 24 hours. Boom. There you go. And they will have everything on the spreadsheet for you. Now, when I first started out, I did all the surrounding states of Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, Mississippi. I even drove up, listed Kentucky on there too, because I could hit Kentucky in about 4 hours, 4 hours maybe. Arkansas, hey, you can hit those in 250 miles. 250 miles. So, and when my assistant came back, I literally had almost 1,000 because she did the whole entire states. So I had almost 1,000 contact information. Now, this is where it got good because this is the game right here that I'm gonna sprinkle on you. And this right here gonna make it jump. I encourage you to set up a Google email, a Gmail account. I encourage you to set up a Gmail account. Let me set some tea. Because with Google, you can set up, and especially in the Google Suites, you can set up an automation email sender in Google. Now, in the email world, or I guess some kind of email law, you can't just email over 100 emails from one account. That's considered spamming. And especially on Google, Google will automatically send it into their spam folder for them because you're sending out too many. You're sending away too many. Now, the way you want to set this up, you want to set up in your Google, in your Google Suites. I want to send out 90. Let's go with a rational number, 50. 50 emails a day. I sent out 99 because I was really trying to get on somebody's stage to do my thing. But send out 50. Send out 50 and set it up in rotation because all you're going to do is attach that spreadsheet and you're going to say take 50. So now this is what Google Suites will do. It'll take the top 50, send out all of those emails. You can even set up what time you want those emails to go out. I recommend that you send those emails out between 4:30 and 6 o'clock every morning, Monday through Friday. Don't send nobody no emails on Saturday and Sunday. For real. Ain't nobody talking no business on Saturday and Sunday unless you're talking to them in person. But you send out those emails Monday through Friday between 4:30 and 6 o'clock. And Google will just start, boom, your Gmail just start popping them out starting at 4:30 until it gets them all the way down the list to that number 50. Now, then Tuesday is going to take the second set of 50 and it's going to start sending out those emails like clockwork, 4:30, while you in there brushing your teeth and washing your face, or if you sleeping in. Your automation emails is sending out like clockwork. Now, why did I say 4:30 to 6 o'clock? Because now you're catching those people getting up. And if they are business people or entrepreneurs or whatever case, corporate people, if they checking their emails like I do, I'm reading and looking at my emails while I am washing up when I get up. A lot of people Get up at 6:37 while he's drinking his morning coffee. They're checking their emails. And then boom, there's your email requesting to get on their stage to speak in front of their people right there in the morning. And then the Wednesday, the next 50. Thursday, the next 50. Friday, the next 50. Then it starts all over again the following Monday. And it just keeps going down the list. Now, here's the great part about Google. Here's another reason why I say do Google. Google will, Gmail will track who opened their email and who didn't open it. And if they didn't open the email, Gmail will automatically send them a follow-up for you. Then all you got to do is when you get up is check your emails is to see who's responding. They're going to respond one way or the other. If they're professional people, hey, look, at this current time, we don't have any openings. Then you can follow that one right up with one of your own personal touch. And say, well, thank you for responding to my email. If you don't mind, would you keep me in your files or keep me on file for any future events? Simple. Boom. It's done. It's done. Now, there's another part of the game to where you can set up a chat bot. Now, that's something that I really don't want to get up into. I'm just now learning about chat bots. But chat bot is an automatic responder. It's an AI. Now, in the world of in this particular endeavor, in public speaking, I like that personal touch. Now, what's going to get you the biggest response or the biggest reply is that 30-second video of you showcasing your talent. That's what's going to get you the biggest response, because people in today's society, they respond a lot faster to a video than just reading, "Hi, my name is Robert. I am a public speaker," because that's what it sounds like. It translates in their brain. I speak on motivation and inspiration. But then, when they can see that 30-second video of how I take all of my experiences and I tie in religion and just everyday common sense. Y'all know me. Y'all knew I grew up in the church. And people completely throw it off because that's not what they expect when they read my name. But then they sit back and say, hey, this guy is on fire. Or whatever they may say. I don't know what they may say. Some of them may say, man, this dude's terrible. But out of 987, I started getting gigs. Now, let me drop this little tidbit on you because we're almost finished. We're at the end of the road. So once you get your emails going out on automation, that's working on their own for you. You don't have to do anything else to that except let it send out and then respond to those emails that responded to you. And then you will go back into your Google spreadsheet and you'll start putting a star or an asterisk or whatever have you. Or you can, if you have on certain computers, laptops, you can highlight the ones that responded to you. Then you can put them on a whole separate spreadsheet as the ones who responded. Now, once you do that, all you do then is go back in to your get your administrative virtual assistant and have them do a completely separate list. You can target, I want to speak at all mega churches. If you are into the church, I want to speak at all mega churches across the South. Every church that has 500 members or more. That's all free information on Google. You can find it yourself, but if you don't have the time to do that, you tell your administrative assistant that's the information that you need, and they're going to log the same information that they did with the Rotary Club. Then you can put that over there to the Shriners Club. Then you can put that over there to, if you are into sports, Woo! And you want to go in and motivate some football team. Y'all know the South love. We love our football. Basketball too. But you have a lot of sports. Here in Alabama, we have the Alabama High School Sports Association. Might be something else, a different acronym or a different name in Mississippi, Georgia. But if sports is your thing and you want to go in and speak to the athletes and motivate athletes and get them crunk to when they get out there and go to a game, boom. You want every high school in the South football coach. It's all on Google. If you want to do it yourself, you can do it yourself, or you tell your administrative assistant. They cost you about $5. Imagine if you out there in Texas. Texas is the biggest sports state in the South. I mean, they just breeding quarterbacks down there. You can make a nice living just off of going in and speaking at different sports organizations. Hold up. You can follow that right back up by going back in and cranking up the basketball team, cranking up the volleyball team, cranking up the softball team, the baseball team, going in there getting the wrestling team motivated. If they're at that type of high school, it's at least 5. That's 5 times you have gone back into a high school. Now, let me drop this gem on you real quick. If you speak at one school in one school district, you can speak at them all. Real talk, family. If you speak at one school, let's just say if you're in the Etowah County School District and you speak at the schools that's in the county, all you have to do is get a reference from the county superintendent to tell the city superintendent how well of a job you went in and inspired the students. Now you're speaking in the same city, but 2 different school systems. One is in the county, one is in the city. Huh? Come on now. Imagine if you're in these bigger cities like Birmingham. You know how many high schools is in the Jefferson County? Mobile County. God knows how many high schools are over in Atlanta. Come on now. You should never run out of work. Never. Now, I will tell you this as a beginner speaker, and then I'm going to let you guys go because we are done. I'm going to drop this last jewel on you because I'm going to show you something. Ooh, man, I got a little hype right there. My blood pressure went up. Let me tell you something, family. If you're a beginner speaker and you want to hone and craft your skill, my best friend down in Florida, Kyle told me, he said, Cowboy, well, they call me Cowboy. Y'all know that by now. Y'all been following me long enough to know. He said, Cowboy, he said, you need to tighten up on your speaking. He said, just if don't change who you are, just drop so much language. I said, man, all right, I'll try to do that. He said, what you need to do, you need to go join the Toastmasters. So if you are a beginner speaker and you want to hone and craft, get your time frame down because there are a lot of stages that you're going to speak on that has a time limit. You just can't go in there and ramble off for an hour and 8 minutes just like I just done. Sometimes you got 15 minutes. You got to go in there. You got to go in there, punch them in the mouth, and boom, get them crunk, and then exit stage left. Sometimes you ain't got but 15 minutes. Sometimes you only got 2 minutes to make an impression before you start hearing crickets. Toastmasters can help you do that. I recommend everybody, if you are wanting to be in this speaking game, join you a Toastmasters group. Just Google them. Toastmasters in your area or Toastmasters near me. Go and join. You might think that you're a polished speaker and you don't have a problem speaking in front of people and you've been speaking in front of people all your life. I know teachers who speak in front of people every day that are in Toastmasters. because it's not so left, right, left. You got a syllabus in that class. And you don't care if the kids are interested or not. You teach it. But when you're speaking, you have to be able to hit your point, stay on script, and it all has to make sense. You taking them from this point to this point, but you got to tell a story within here somewhere, and it all has to tie in together and make sense to where somebody can get something out of it. So if you just Google Toastmasters near me, and if you polish up your skills, they can help you because they'll give you corrective criticism. They'll tell you, well, hey, I mean, plenty of times they did me like that. They'd be like, hey, Robert, you need to take that part out. You know, I didn't connect with that, or that didn't resonate so much. But I like how you did bring it up. You know, they're going to do all of that stuff. They'll help you while you are getting your virtual assistant to get you all of those names, and while you are getting shooting out all those emails. Go in there and be fine tuning and polishing up your stage presence. Yes. Hey, I thank you guys. I appreciate you guys for showing much love and chilling with me and getting this free game while I'm dropping jewels on how to be public speakers. If you know anybody that's into public speaking and they want to know how to get paid from it, please share this video and let them know that look, I said it before, I'm gonna say it again. If you are broke in 2020, it's only because you want to be. Y'all better get right or get left. It's too much money out here in these streets out here. It's too much money out here, man. For somebody to be sitting up worrying about a job, waiting to them call them back, and during this pandemic. You know what? This pandemic, I've never worried about this thing since its inception. I've never worried about that at all, period. It hasn't stopped, and people who are in social media marketing, it hasn't stopped our money at all. So I'm telling you, you don't have to be sitting here. And this thing, if you do it right and you craft it right, I know one speaker that's doing 80 a year just speaking. How can you beat that? 80 grand to go in and talk for an hour? Man, come on now. Y'all better come on get this money, man. I'm Robert D. Muhammad. We're plugged in. I'll see y'all at the next one. I'm telling you, I'm dropping some more free game tomorrow at 7 p.m. I'll see you guys on the other side. Peace.